Okay guys, so in the last video I showed you how to get this set up so that it was working as intended. I'm going to show you a different method to do it now. I've got the same model as I had up last time, so I'm just going to make some edits in here so I can show you another way to do it. So if I go back to the screw, go edit definition, you can see that I've got these constraints set up. So I've got this connection using a cylindrical constraint, so I align the axis and just set a distance for the rotation, the translation axis, sorry. And I also had this slot connection. So the slot connection, I was using that to follow the path. It can be a bit janky sometimes, but generally it works quite well. But there is another way, so I'm just going to show you. It's important to get your model so that it's set up in the correct position to start with. Okay, so actually I wouldn't change any of the way that I've set this up to do it. Okay, the only thing that I would now do is disable this slot connection. So I'm going to disable the slot. Okay, I've got everything else the same, and I'm going to click OK. Let's just check that it's in the right point. So I'm just going to activate this. Okay, so we're happy that it's okay, it's in the right point here. And now we're going to go back to our mechanisms tab. So I'm going to deactivate this. I'm going to go applications. I'm going to go mechanism. And what we're going to do is we're going to trick it using a rack and pinion gear. Okay, so rack and pinion gear is not necessarily how this typically looks, but we can use it to replicate this. So I'm going to click on gears. Okay, and the first thing I need to do is pick my gear. So I'm going to assume that the nut is actually the gear, and so this is where it's quite important that you select the right icon. So if you see this little symbol here, there's a couple of ways you can pick up onto it. So you can get the rotation axis, or you can just do the translation axis. So I want the rotation axis, so I'm going to click on that. And then I need to put in a pitch circle diameter. Now, the outer diameter for this thread is 20, and the depth of the cut for the square profile is 2.5. That means that the pitch circle is just kind of the midpoint between the top and bottom faces of our thread. So square-based ones are easy to calculate for. So this is actually just going to be 17.5 for my pitch circle diameter. Gear 2, now I just need to pick up on the translation axis. Okay, so that's the translation. So that's just the main body of the part. And then there's one final thing we need to set up. That's in the properties panel here. So this is pitch circle diameter rack ratio. So it's calculating it this way, but we're going to override it. So we're going to user defined, and we just put our pitch in here. So our pitch is 5. Okay, click apply. Let's just go back. We can make a few modifications to this. So first of all, you can add where you want the icon location to be. So I'm just going to put one there. And then let's do the same for this one over here. Okay, so just showing that we've got a gear connection between these two components. Apply. Okay. So that is now set up as a gear. Let's go back and let's add the motor on now to check that this is working. So if I go to servo motor, select the rotation axis. I'm just going to use the same properties I did before. So I'm going to change this to angular velocity, change this to 360. Okay, motor's set up. Let's do a mechanism analysis. So just 3 seconds is fine. 60, and then run. It's going the wrong way. So I need to sort that out. So let's go cancel that. Might have to play around with this now. So because it's gone the wrong way, it might not all be aligned up correctly. So let's go back. We'll just set the motor. I just need to spin the motor the other way. So I go edit, flip the direction of the motor, Click OK. All right. And then I'm going to come out of here just to check that the positioning's right. So, are we okay? Are we aligned? So activate this. No, it's lost alignment. That's fine. Let's deactivate this. Okay, and then we go back to this. Edit definition. Let's get it back in our start position. So start position 0, and then I'm just going to go here and enable that, and then disable it. Okay. Oh, I didn't press cancel by accident. Let's go back in there. Edit definition. Okay. Let's go. Let's go back to 0, and then re-enable this. Unenable. Click OK. Okay. Let's just check we're in the right position to start with. Yep, we're happy. Let's go back to mechanisms. And let's go mechanism analysis now. Okay, end time 3, frame rate 60, and then run. Okay, so that one is now moving as expected. So you can see they've actually got 2 ways in which we can get this set up so that it moves. I think the first way is probably a little bit more straightforward.